Welcome back, everybody, to this episode of the Pay It Forward podcast. I am one of your hosts, Austin Seward, along with my co-host, Keegan Walls. And today we have in studio with us the Tutors of Life, Sean and Sam Tutor. They are coming down here from Eau Claire area. So they are the owners of Tutor Transformations, do remodeling contracting work, and also have a podcast with 391 episodes called the Tutors of Life. So we were joking earlier, this is our first double podcast. So we should have a good conversation. So tell us a little bit more about you guys and what you have going on.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Great to be on here. A little bit about us. Let me see here. We've been married a couple years.
3 years.
Married 3 years. We have a young daughter, 2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
So that's new. And then we mainly do now real estate flipping and custom, like remodeling of homes. So that's pretty much our main focus during the day. And then a couple evenings a week, we do the Tutors of Life podcast, like you said, where we chat about personal development, growth, business, stuff like that, health. So, yeah, that's a little bit. Sam, what do you got?
And we chat about life.
We chat about life.
Yeah.
Tutors of Life.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sam, what is your role within your guys' businesses and podcasts?
With the business, I do a lot of the back end, like operations and system building kind of stuff. All the computer work. And then on the podcast, I edit the episodes, videos, everything. So our videos are a little behind with a baby being around now, but that is what I do.
Yeah. I only talk. Yeah, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I couldn't edit a podcast to save my life.
Sean literally has said, he's like, if you die, like the podcast dies. I can't do anything.
Yep. It's all sad, dude. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And when we start talking about other stuff, it's pretty much always Sam.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's talk real estate a little bit. I know you guys are both very involved in that, rentals, flips. You got a conference that you've been doing for a couple of years. How did you get into real estate?
So we got into real estate. So we got into real estate mainly back in 2021. So I started out in assisted living, as you know, and part of that whole all right, dude, hold on. Let me rewind a few minutes.
Yep.
All right. So when I was 19, I started working construction, like full time. Going to school and then doing that during the summer and then, on breaks and whatever. So 19, I was working construction. I always wanted to flip homes since whenever. I always just thought that I would have rentals and flip homes when I was a kid because that makes sense. And so when I was 19, started working construction, did that for a couple of years, and then I stumbled into assisted living. So fast forward to assisted living for 4 years, and Ryan's like, hey, we have a rental. Like Ryan had a couple rentals, and then I had a rental with Ryan for our group homes, right? For the assisted living. And he's like, hey, I know you want to get into flips. You should go to Wisco RIA with me. I just started last month. And so this is like end of 2020. And he's like, come learn. We can just start doing real estate together. And I was like, checks out, dude. So went to a Wisco RIA meeting. And I think that was December, right?
Yeah, December.
December of 2020. And then like January of 2021, we got into real estate investing. And then, down the path, whatever, Ryan and I split the assisted living. And then I went full time into like flipping and smaller scale landlording. So yeah, that kind of is the low and skinny on that.
How did you stumble into assisted living? How does that, I mean, I know Ryan and I know what you guys did, and I think it's an awesome business, but
thank you.
It's just not something that anybody can go really. You can, but you just don't hear. You hear people going about becoming flippers or buying rentals. You do not hear about people starting assisted living homes.
Yeah. So I think I kind of wanted to do everything when I was younger because I always wanted to work with like disabled individuals. I don't know, I wanted to do all kinds of stuff.
You still want to do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, dude. Well, Sam is a couple years older than me, so he's not wrong. So we we were in the National Guard together, Ryan and I, and one of our recruiters we knew, he had an assisted living group home for mentally disabled and like criminal, more I can't think of the right term. Behavior. Yeah, thank you. Behavioral clients. And so I ran into him at the gym because I was working out at the UW Eau Claire gym, and I ran into him up there, and he's like, "Hey, I'm doing this if you ever want to swing by." And I was like, "Well, shit, dude, I kind of need a job." I was at Menards at the time, but I didn't like it. And so I was like, I need a job because I don't want to be here. And so anyways, Ryan and I both started. Ryan started like a week or two before me. And then Ryan's like, "Hey, dude, I started whatever." And I was like, "Yeah," I talked to him, and he's like, "Come on down and start some." Okay, so I started working down there, and we did that for a few months, I think 3 months. And there was some questionable actions happening, some neglect and abuse things. And so Ryan and I had stepped up and said, this can't be happening. And we got fired. And the gentleman's like, "You will never amount to anything without me." And Ryan and I are like, "Well, that's a really weird thing to say." And so then it was like a couple days later, we're in the library working on our schoolwork, and we were like, I think Ryan was like, "What if we started a group home?" And I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." And he's like, "I looked it up, dude." Or he's like, "Let's just look it up." He's like, Googled how to start an AFH in Wisconsin. And he's like, "Dude, it tells us right here." And so I look it up, and I'm like, "You're right, dude. This is going to be easy."
Two 21-year-old dudes just like, "Yeah, we could do this."
Yeah,
It says it right here at Google.
yeah, dude.
Step by step, it tells you.
Yeah, so we were both
GPT. Imagine if you had that.
Oh,
dude.
the group homes would have taken off way faster.
I've literally like it was like a month ago I brought that up. I was like, "Dude, if we had ChatGPT,
Yeah.
it would have been." So then we proceeded for the next like 3 months. All we did was like after class, we went to the library, didn't do schoolwork, forget that. And we just made documents based off of DHS 88. We just made documents based off of that to submit to the state for licensing. And then I lived in a house that we rented from my parents. And so I was like, "Hey, Mom, Dad, can I continue renting this from you but for a business?" And they're like, "You're an idiot, but sure." And so, dude, we did that and got licensed in June. Got licensed in June. Sorry, I got licensed in like June-ish. And we applied for like with care organizations and everything. So we ended up getting our first client in July. And so the two main reasons of why we stumbled into assisted living is, one, we knew a guy doing it. 2, we didn't like how that guy did it. And then 3, that guy told us the kind of money you could make in it. And at 21, dude, anything more than 10 grand a year was like killing it. So we were like, let's go. Yeah.
So then were the assisted living that you guys started the same as the one that you guys were working at, like behavioral, mental health? Because you can do elderly.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, you can do like advanced aging.
Two distinct, different licensing and all that.
So the licensing is the same unless the licensing's the same minus the facility you need, right? So you would need like a handicap ADA accessible home, which we didn't have. But yeah, so licensing is the same process, and even like contracting with a care organization is the same. We just, like, when you go through and check the kind of clients you're taking, we just didn't have like wheelchair or advanced aging. We didn't. Yeah,
because you need like special training for like
transfers and dementia, stuff like that. So yeah, you need certain other like trainings and certs that we didn't have. So we did behavioral, developmentally disabled, and like drug addicts.
Did your parents ever go, "We were wrong about you? You're not an idiot"?
There was very few people. Yeah, there was very few people that were like very like, "Yeah, you guys should definitely do this." A lot of people were like, you two are idiots. This is never gonna work. You're gonna fail. You're gonna ruin someone's life.
That's crazy.
Oh,
That was my nickname growing up, idiot. It must have been because everybody said that to me.
Yeah.
So I bill you on that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. No, it was interesting, dude. My biggest cheerleaders were definitely Sam and my brother Kyle. And so yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, I guess since then my parents have told me that I'm not an idiot. So that's cool. Which is good, dude. That's really good.
Early on, did you guys always know you wanted to be an entrepreneur and work for yourself? Like you were just looking for opportunity, or were you literally stumbled in and you had no plans of becoming an entrepreneur?
I'm not sure about Ryan, but I plan to be an entrepreneur
Okay.
since a younger age.
Okay.
I knew for sure by the time I hit like 15 that I would work for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there a mentor or somebody who was an inspiration to you to want to be that, or where did that come from?
No, not my parents. No, dude, not back then. I just it was just something I wanted to do, and I always thought that I always figured I'd be a realtor. I figured I'd be a realtor, and that's something I never became.
Or a personal trainer.
I was going to be a personal trainer, but I didn't do that either.
What about you, Sam?
I had no business anything. Literally, I went to school for microbiology, and I was planning on working in a lab forever. And then I met Sean, and he's like, you have a potential, and you should literally, like, one day he's like, we need a house manager for one of the houses. And he's like, you're going to be perfect. And I said, okay, I'll quit my job. And then, yeah, literally from there, I managed the house, put a whole bunch of systems and stuff in place because it was ran by two men that, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we weren't doing that.
No. And it was I worked in the house for only like 2 months.
No, a little longer than that, I
Was it?
thought. Yeah, it was a few months.
Yeah.
And then you trained your replacement in.
Yeah. I think 3 or 4 months. And then I started putting all those processes in the other houses they had because there was 3 going on 4 at the time.
Yeah.
And then I worked in the office for another 6 months. And then I said, my job is done here. I'm going to go back to my other job.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, which you took a manager role when you moved back.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was good for Ryan and I because at that point, when Ryan and I got started, we took turns doing 24-hour shifts every other day. And then we switched off Sundays. We did that for 6 months. And then we kept doing that. But we started hiring out some weekends. And so, I mean, early on, we just worked a ton. And then by the time Sam came on board, we were still both working, 40, 50 hours a week on call every third weekend, I think it was.
Every other weekend.
It's
just you two?
Okay.
Oh, no.
No, yeah. So we were on call every third
weekend.
weekend. And then we were on call all week long, and working like 40, 50 hours a week. So then Sam came in and did these things called systems and processes. And the funny thing is, Ryan and I both went to school for business. Like, that's so stupid. We both went to school for business. And Sam's like, but Sam, one thing that helped with Sam a lot was she worked in retail.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk on that for a sec.
Yeah, I worked at Yankee Candle, was my main, and then a whole bunch of other little stores in the mall. And everything, like, at Yankee was, like, in a binder. You had a step-by-step guide for everything. And so when I got to the group homes and I was like, okay, like, where's your SOP? And they're just like, what's an SOP?
We knew what an SOP was. We were just like, yeah, we don't have that shit.
Yeah. So I immediately, like, as I was learning things, I would, like, write it down and I would type out all these things for them and gave them binders and stuff.
Yeah. So it seriously, it went from us being on call. Like I was saying, we went from being on call every third weekend and every week to not being on call. Ever. We weren't ever on call. And then, like, during the week, we still weren't on call.
No.
Yeah, we weren't on call anymore. And then we went from having to work like 40, 50 hours a week to 15 hours a week. And we started making more money. And we're like, whoa, we have a business. And that was a big turning point in my brain where I was like, hold on, like instead of just thinking about like, to this day I still do a ton of work. It's my default. I enjoy work, and I'll gladly just work. But I went from like, I don't have to do everything, or like work doesn't just have to be work. There can, like, if you put systems and processes in place, stuff can run without you, you know? And that was, as stupid, like with a business degree, I should know that, you know what I'm saying? But Sam made me realize that.
Sam, what makes a good system?
Oh, I don't know. Just like clear, like step by steps is mainly my like main thing. Because with them, they would just explain stuff, and I'm just like, there's no order to anything of what you just explained to me. Like, there's like, oh, there's this, and there's that, and there's this, and I'm like, I can't handle this. So yeah, just having a clear, thought out flow of things that can just smoothly go.
How do you get employees to buy into it and follow it? It's one thing to document it and put it in a binder, but if your team member doesn't follow it, or they miss a step, or they do it their way, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. So it's kind of why Sean and I work really well, because I would set up the systems, train people on it, and then Sean's the enforcer, is what I like to say.
Yeah, I just, it's like the old adage of like leading by example.
Yeah.
I just try to lead by example in that realm. So like, we'd have an employee or someone reach out like, hey, how am I supposed to do this? And I'm like, would you look in the binder? You've been trained on this. Just go to the binder, that section, and then they would. And then eventually those calls quit happening. And I would do that a lot too. Like if there was things that I had to do, I would like grab the binder first and look at that to figure it out. So I guess really just leading by example to show everyone else that I do that first. Like that's my default, and then I'll make a call if I can't figure it out or whatever.
Yeah. And calling people out on like them not doing it, I think just has so much power behind it, because so many people nowadays I don't think are used to getting called out when they do stuff wrong. Yeah, we found out after I left that there was some people at the company that were terrified of me, I guess.
Yeah. Because Sam would just call them out.
I like it. You have to.
Yeah.
So when you're documenting processes, this is like practical stuff for people. Are you every single little step and like screenshots, and these are the little steps that I need to do, and this is how stuff needs to be labeled and saved, or is it more of a general big picture?
Oh, it is every little detail. Okay. with screenshots. I didn't have that when I worked at Yankee Candle. It was very like more basic stuff.
Yep.
But like working at the group homes, I realized that some people need more details than others.
Yeah.
So that's why like I would go really, really in depth on all my things. Even like bolding specific words. So like if they just skim over this and just look at what is bolded, they should get to the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even most recently, we just did our annual meeting for Tutor Transformations, and I go and do like the sales, and then I make a scope of service, and I would make the scope fairly general. I would just have like, like framing, like frame up shower, right, and like hook up plumbing. But we even noticed with that, like there's things missed. And so even like we started doing now like a full in-depth scope meeting with my brother, who's the project manager. And so now we sit down with our executive assistant, Brooke, me, Sam, my brother, and we go through like line by freaking line, in depth, and like
who's ordering what, who's installing what.
Exactly.
Yeah. Every little
due dates, all that stuff. Like as stupid as it is, like in my original brain tells me we don't have to do that. Like people are just going to know and it's just going to get done and whatever. But it's not, most people aren't thinking that way. Like most people don't think like an owner. Because I just kind of keep stuff up in here. Can I swear? Do I swear on here? A little bit. Okay. I'm going to keep saying stuff then. So I keep stuff up in here and I just expect people to know. But through the years, I've been taught that that's not the way to do it. And so the more in depth we can make it, which it's the concept of like dumbing it down, right? Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Like dumb it down to fifth grade level, and then that's where it needs to be, you know?
Do you guys find that you have to be the one to create those versus somebody from your team saying, hey, I want you to create a process for this?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
At least in the group home stuff, we would have some people write the process
Okay.
and then review it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But 95%,
Yeah.
we write the process.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, I don't want you to fall asleep, Sean, if we keep talking about processes. So we can move on from that.
Sounds good. Yeah.
But you guys are the definition of make it happen. We got it up on the sign back here.
Love it.
But like just looking for opportunities. You and Ryan sitting in the library. I was the same way when I was younger. Like I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I knew I wanted to invest in real estate. And people say, oh, find what you're passionate about and do something what you're passionate about. I was passionate about business. I was passionate about building a business. So I looked into I put business plans together for so many different businesses. In the upper unit of my duplex, I mean, gosh, I think how much time I spent looking into different businesses of what should I start? What should I do? Didn't know what I really wanted to do. So I became a realtor.
It's working out for you.
But seriously, I'm passionate about business, but looking for opportunity. And when an opportunity came up to be in real estate and to sell real estate, buy real estate, flip real estate, rent real estate, I took the opportunity. And that's what you guys did. You were just looking for opportunities,
right, and
you weren't afraid to take action on it. So
right.
That's awesome. That should be an example to others. So
thank you. Yeah. Along the way, were there some failed businesses that were attempted? You betcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But whatever. You just,
talk about those.
Scrape it up. Let me see here. So we did, my brother and I did car flipping for a while. We rented a shop. So my brother was he was an auto body tech for a number of years. Really good. But between like him, his significant other, and then, working full time, and then we would need to get the vehicles, or we need to buy the vehicles on auction. We'd have to pick them up. We'd have to get all the parts, and then we'd have to put them together, and then we'd have to sell them, right? And I still had the business full time. So I still had the business full time. I was managing a machine shop full time, and then we were doing that on top of it. And so I was already banging out 75, 80 hours a week, and then I added that on top, which only seems to make sense. It didn't have enough bandwidth, to get it off the ground. And so it
was bad timing in the economy too, since it was right before COVID hit.
Yeah, we had it rolling when COVID hit, and we shut it down.
Yeah. Used cars were not selling well at that time.
No, so it was like I think April of 2020 is when we were just like, shut this down, dude. But
yeah,
it was fun. It was fun.
I didn't have anything to do with that one.
Sam was not impressed. Tried doing like a welding and fabrication thing with another buddy. But same thing. He worked full time as a foreman doing that. And then what I've come to notice is tough. You really, and this, Austin, like you really have to have, I don't even know if it's drive. You just got to be disciplined to do shit when you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would go, work full time at a job, then do my business afterwards. And then I would go to my second business that I'm trying to start up. And Sam's like, hey, would you like to hang out? And I was like, yeah, let's go to get a workout in. And then I'm going to go do this. Or do you want to clean a car? Like what? Anyways, but what I noticed, if people don't have a lot of discipline and a lot of drive, they're gonna struggle to do things after they've already worked 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week. So they just put in a full day of work. And then you're like, well, hey, I'm going to need you to come put in another 2-3 hours. There's a small percentage of people willing to do that. And that's really where like all those, like we had multiple little small businesses like that failed because of that. Not enough time, not enough bandwidth going into growing something like that. All those businesses would have taken off had we put more time into it. I think at least.
Snow plowing.
Oh fuck! I did snow plowing too. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm just here to remind Sean of things that he's done.
Yep, she caught me. And
That was one where Sean was just like, I don't want to do this in my free time.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Did you start that? That was the year that snowed all of February.
It was snowing so much. I was
It was so
plowing
bad.
nonstop, dude. Yeah.
It was bad.
Oh man.
Oh man. Or it's the people that aren't afraid. They're afraid to take that leap of the getting out of the 40 hours, and maybe they can put the 2-3 in for a period of time, but they're comfortable with the gig that they got, and they've got a good paycheck, and they can pay their bills and live a little, and they just aren't really ready to take that jump.
Right.
And not everyone
Not everybody should.
should do it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We talk about that on the podcast a lot. Dude, not everybody needs to be an entrepreneur.
Yep.
We still need the worker bees.
That's it. So, and I dude, honestly, anytime people come to Sam and I all the time about hey, I want to start my own business, and it's terrible. I almost spend the next whatever amount of time with them trying to talk them out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I can talk you out of it in a 1 hour date, we get coffee together or whatever. If I can talk you out of it in an hour, well, you're screwed, buddy.
Yeah. Totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
So I just try to talk people out of stuff. Anytime they come to me with stuff, I'm just like, I don't think you should do it, dude.
Yeah.
So,
And the people that will succeed will use that as motivation to do even better.
that's it, dude. That's when people were telling me when I was starting the assisted living, not the first business I tried to start, when I was starting assisted living, and people are like, you're going to ruin people's lives.
Yeah.
You got no business doing this and stuff. I'm like,
Let's
watch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're an uneducated white man, Sean.
I was told that.
Yeah.
I was told that. So
We should literally.
hasn't changed.
We should get that quote hung up somewhere.
Yeah, for me. So,
Yeah.
hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
You guys do a ton. I mean, you are spending a lot of hours on your podcast. You're spending a lot of hours on the real estate conference, which we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah.
A lot of hours on Wiscoria and helping out with that. Why do you spend so much time doing all of these things that probably don't produce a great financial ROI for you guys?
Sam, you want to start off?
Sure. I mean, we just like helping people,
Yeah.
to be honest. It makes us feel good to get what we have going on in our brains out. I don't know. What do you have?
Yeah, I like talking. I think it's cool.
That is Sean's main thing.
And I have noticed, dude, and we could talk about this till wit's end, but communication. Sam and I have built our whole relationship on communication. We had a couple rocky years in there early on, and believe it or not, there was something we weren't doing, which was communication. But so yeah, getting stuff out and onto a podcast or talking to people, whatever, I just think is the best way to clean the brain and then be on the same page with someone else. And so one, the podcast serves our relationship because we time block out, no matter what we're talking, 2 hours a week, 1-to-1, which is really nice. And then the Wiscoria and the recon, those things, putting the time into stuff like that, I think it's good to have a sense of community. And Wiscoria, the only reason, a big reason for why I am where I am and what I've learned in real estate came from that group and came from the mentors I got in that group and stuff. And so when I was asked to be a co-host 3 years ago, I was like, well, it's kind of my duty to do that because the groups helped me out so much. It's now my duty to help others out in the same way. So yeah, really just helping people because, business, real estate, all that can really be life-changing if you look at it with the right lens. with the right perspective. So that's kind of why I do it. And then selfishly, I mean, I make a ton of good connections. So, I mean, I would not have met you. All the different hosts throughout Wisco-Ria, we'll go out to Green Bay, Appleton, go up to Wausau, whatever. We'll hang out with those guys, those gals, chop it up. It's fun, and you learn stuff. So I still get to learn stuff all the time, building connections, building good relationships. And I just think having an outlet to like continue to meet new people is a really awesome thing to have.
How has it changed since having your little one? Doing right, because it just does. You only have so much time, and I understand like helping people, but is there any maybe drawback now that's like, okay, we're gonna start a family and stuff. We only have so much time, or is it like
Sam,
kids can raise themselves?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Sorry.
No, I've kind of stepped back on going to a lot of things now. And we designed our lives so then I could be in a point where when we had kids, I could step back. So like Tutors of Life doesn't actually take a whole lot of my time. I've simplified it pretty good where it doesn't take a lot of my time. But Tutor Transformations, we're at a point where I can work 20, 25 hours a week and be able to get all my stuff done that I need and still help progress the business, and then also have plenty of time to take care of the kid.
Yeah, I got to quit working as much. I had to quit working as much, which it's all right. That's probably good. So now I just make sure that I can spend like an hour a day with the kiddo, and then try to get 2 hours a day. But so it's usually around like 5 to 6 o'clock. Come home. That's when I get some kid time. Maybe a little bit later on, I'll get some as well. But my default's work, and I just do that. So
It's slowed Sean down quite a bit.
it slowed me down a bit.
Which is probably good.
It's
right?
probably not a bad thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing at all.
Sometimes when you're really, really busy, you come home and all of a sudden you pass your wife in the hallway and you're like, what the heck is she doing? Right? It's like you're strangers in high school. You kind of put your head down and walk past them like, oh, bring my phone out in my own house.
Right. Well, thankfully we work together. So we just see each other all day. So I'm used to I just see her all day long. So I don't know. It's good. That part I like. And like Sam said, although like Austin was saying, like we make it happen, we execute, we are planners to a fault. Well, nah, not really. We just plan a ton. But it's not to a fault because then we make it happen and execute. But early on when we decided we were going to like stay together and like give her a good go and got engaged and stuff, even before we got engaged, we were like, hey, we should actually like be serious. We're like, okay, cool. We started talking to my family, her family, friends we knew and stuff like, hey, when did you have kids? People that had kids early on, how'd you enjoy it? People that had kids later on, how'd you enjoy it? Just getting a pulse on like whatever. And dude, honestly, the overwhelming was people enjoyed having kids later on. They enjoyed getting set up in business or like in their careers, having good income, being stable before having kids. So Sam and I, we essentially interviewed, couples that we looked up to it, and we just decided, okay, hey, we're going to start trying for kids when I hit 30. Happened a little earlier. That's my bad.
Yep.
Like end of 29, so we didn't quite make it to 30, but it was we were like 6 months off.
Yeah.
6 months off. So
Not bad.
not bad, dude. We stuck pretty close to the plan.
Yeah.
But we made it happen, dude.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we knew what we wanted, and so Sam came onto the business a year ago and started doing that, and we knew, Sam's gonna be home with the kids. So our goal for Sam is she put in a lot of hours early on to get things to a point where she can just do 20, 25 hours a week and we're gonna be all right. And so we've been prepping and building our lives for the last like 5 years for this. So now that it's here, now I have to actually like cut back a little bit, which is all right, but it's working.
Mm-hmm.
It's working. It's fun.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And so forgive me if we've already talked about this and Austin already asked it. I have ADD. Surprise. But you guys had mentioned the Tutor Transformation. So what are all the services and like the mission of that? We didn't ask that.
You go and say it. You did.
Yeah, I can go.
Nailed it.
Good job, dude.
Hey.
So Tutor Transformations is our flipping / just construction business overall. One of the things that we like to say is that we transform houses into homes. And we like to do it at an affordable cost. We have quite a few friends that wanted to renovate their houses, and they were telling us some of these quotes, and we're like, Sean's just like, that should be half the price of that.
Crazy.
Yeah, but a lot of the construction companies in our area have gone so big and have so much overhead that they have to charge that much just to, make money.
And a lot of people pay it, which they need the work done. It is hard to find like a little more affordable stuff. And we aren't just all affordable. We can do like, because we're so used to flipping and doing rental and like unit turnovers and stuff that we know how to do things on a budget. So if like a first-time home buyer or someone not in their forever home comes to us and they're like, hey, we need this stuff done on a budget. It's like, yeah, we can do that. We're so used to it. But I mean, we still do this stuff for customers who are like, this is my forever home. The budget's not a big deal, and those ones are a lot more fun because you can get crazy, creative. You can have fun with it, and you can go out and have a product at the end. We did Ryan and Eva's house for them, and it's like their kitchen, their bathroom. It's like, dude, the deck is freaking stupid. You just look at it and it's like, damn, that is sick. Yeah. So it's fun. It's fun to be able to do those projects, but it's also, we like the fact, and it's actually more profitable for us to do affordable stuff because it's like the same, and it's cheap, so we can get it done really fast, and it's less custom. So we've actually ran the numbers on a ton of it. And like the affordable stuff is actually better profit margins, which is interesting.
That is.
Yeah. But it's like, so why we did that, it was like 2022, 2023.
Around there.
Around whatever. But flips in our market slowed down for like 6 months because we were like pretty much strictly flipping and only doing like helping some customers out if they needed it. That was all word of mouth and only friends. But flipping slowed down for like 6 months. And so we had friends that were like, hey, just go into customer stuff. And so we're like, we'll try it out. And so we've been doing a lot more of that.
But still doing flips now too?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
we've got
both, yeah.
I mean, we've got one that we're finalizing, closing on in a week. Otherwise, we got 5 flips and a duplex right now. So we're going to keep the duplex. We're going to keep one of the houses and do 4 flips. So,
cool.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Cool.
But
awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I'm wondering from you guys, what
this is the double podcast.
Yeah.
This is the show. I was waiting when it was gonna come in.
So I was just curious, how did you guys meet? And I'm sure you talked about it before on the podcast, but how did you guys meet and decide that you two are going to be podcasting together?
Do you want the romantic story or well, just kidding. This is a me one. So how did we meet on the podcast, or
no? How did you meet and decide to start podcasting?
Well, so I had met. So I was. Here's a fun fact. So I was actually in charge of building up and doing a hip hop dance program at a local place here. So I did that in their social media. So I did that while my wife was a nurse at Gunderson. So we were doing that. And then my wife's dream was to be a stay-at-home mom, and we were like, hey, I think we want to start a family, and we could probably make this happen. So, well, if she's going to leave her job, we got to figure something out just for her to fulfill her dream of being a stay-at-home mom. So got connected in real estate, knew a lot of people in real estate. So got connected with Josh Newman, One Trust Real Estate, joined them. Shortly was like, yo, this is cool, this entrepreneur thing. I'm definitely a team guy, so I should probably find a team. So Austin and Kyle were a team. I'm going to be honest. First time, I was like, I saw these guys on a billboard by my house. I said, these guys kind of seem like country club, like polo wearing guys. I'm pretty weird. Yeah. I don't know if this is going to go so well.
Yeah.
But no, reached out to Austin, joined his team, and then that's how we got connected. Joined his team, and he said, "See you later, Josh. We're gonna do our own thing." But then I don't know. It's probably maybe 6-7 months into it. We were just talking because we were doing some video stuff. We had a bigger team. We had some marketing people, and so then all of a sudden we were just talking about, oh man, some of the, like, I know we're in real estate, but these real estate videos we're making are so boring. I'm bored editing it, and we're just joking back and forth about that. And then, man, all I see being in all the algorithms showing me is all this junk of like, oh, here's how you get rich quick, and you pull this over, and everything's about money, and it's success. If you can't say that too fast, success. But it was all shallow. It's all like, what again,
Right.
like what you're talking about, pulling back. Like, okay, well, I got all this money, but my clients don't love me. My employees don't love me. Okay, so if I make boatloads of money and have a successful company, but my wife feels alone and my kids don't know their dad,
Yeah.
that's successful. Like, that's nuts to me.
Right.
And so we kind of discussed, like, hey man, I think maybe we could, I don't know if it's going to be real estate or whatnot, but I think in our community there's so many servant leaders and people we know, and we define success in lacrosse as a majority much different than what we're seeing out there. I think we should start not being the experts, but having these people on to share what success means for them. And that's kind of, at least from my opinion, like the servant-led, servant leadership, well-rounded life success was kind of, we wanted to put forward a positive message. At least that's how I saw it. I don't know about Austin.
Yeah, I'd agree with all that.
That's cool. And so that's why you guys got Pay It Forward.
Yep.
Next generation leaders.
That's kind of cool, dude. All right.
We couldn't believe that nobody had it. No, we were like, I mean, there's a couple out there that maybe released a couple episodes, but there was nothing that was consistent.
Right.
Pay It Forward podcast. It's got a nice ring, and
That's because Ryan told me about it when you guys first started. I think I listened to, maybe it was like your third or fourth episode or whatever. Ryan told me about it, and I was like, there's no way in hell a couple guys from lacrosse have the Pay It Forward podcast.
yeah,
Like, no way, dude. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Cool.
Yeah, we couldn't believe it. We went through a lot of names.
We did.
Did you chat GPT it?
No.
I don't think we had it at that point. Yeah.
So are you still a part of the real estate group?
Yes, I am.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
not in a full-time capacity,
Sure.
but keeping that. So I do that. When we had our second one, just family-wise, again,
Sure.
what you guys are saying. Look, we need worker bees.
Mm.
I have like a little bit like podcast amount of like entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
But my heart and my wife specifically too, like I want to know when you're going to be home, all this stuff. It just fits and works with our family better to not be the full-time entrepreneur.
Mhm.
That's cool.
And so that's me.
That's super cool. And Austin, I should know this. Do you own a brokerage, or are you just a part of a brokerage?
We are part of EXP. So
EXP, okay.
we have a team within the brokerage.
Okay,
So
cool.
the way EXP is structured is you kind of have a brokerage within a brokerage as
Yeah.
things are set up. So.
Sweet. And it is, you do that with Kyle, the jacked Kyle I met? Is that the same Kyle?
I don't know if he's that
Oh,
jacked.
he looked jacked, dude. Maybe.
He's got a good build.
He
So we're not a part of the same team anymore. We used to be.
Oh, sure. Okay.
But no. Kyle's still within EXP.
Okay.
now,
Okay.
so,
Cool. Because that's who you went to recon with, right?
yes.
That Kyle. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So that's that.
That's cool, man. Good deal. So you guys got to Pay It Forward podcast. You doing that? How has like structuring that with your time been? Because I talked to you a little bit about it. How like you guys now do more like podcasting on one day and stuff. How would you guys like transform or like change from how you were doing things to how you're doing it now, and why'd you make that change?
In regards to the podcast?
Yeah, in regards to like podcasting and making sure it fits within you guys' life.
I've always been a time blocker. It's just always kind of come natural to me. So when we first started, I think we were just kind of doing them randomly and stuff, and it was taking a lot of time and trying to fit it in between all the other things that you have going on. Like, let's just do 2 days a month and record a couple episodes each time, and then we're good for a period of time. So
Yeah.
we just started doing that. We usually try to record 2 a day. And if we can do that for 2 days a month, then we're good for a while.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's generally what we've done with that. And then I think just having clear roles of who does what and like all this stuff here. I have no clue how any of it works. I show up and talk.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, so you two are similar here.
No, I'd say Keegan's more similar personality. Keegan's more the talking personality, but
Role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So cool. Very cool.
There's a reason they're in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's I will say one of my worst skills is time blocking. I am not good.
No, you're
with time
terrible.
I just I like being proactive, so I'll like set up my day ahead of time. And Keegan might laugh at this. What ends up happening is I've got a hard time stopping a conversation.
Dude, preach.
There's-
Seriously. That's, yeah.
No,
Come
no,
on.
okay, no bullshit, dude. So
Sean will be at meetings. Like he'll be meeting with a customer to like make an estimate or whatever. I will literally have to text him and be like, "Hey, you have another appointment in 20 minutes." Because he'll be there for an hour and a half. And I'm like, "You don't need to meet with a customer for an hour and a half." And he's like, "We were bullshitting. I just couldn't stop talking to them."
Come on.
it's dude, what I on like before I came here today, just this morning, I had to like stop and drop some stuff off with one of my guys. And I'm 15. Like I was like, I gotta drop this and I gotta run because I gotta do a little computer work, right? Dude, 20 minutes deep into a conversation, I'm like, I gotta go, dude. And he's like, yeah, get back to work. We gotta get back to work. I'm like, yeah. And it's but yeah, like Sam was saying, this happens all the time.
So but it's not that you're bad at time. You time block. You just can't stick to
I
it.
just can't because I start chatting, dude. I start chatting.
No joke. I had a meeting. It would have been yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, tell my wife, tell my son, like, dude, I'll be right back. I project this, no joke, 30 minutes tops. It's right down
Right.
Alaska, it's right down I'll be home really quick. It was an hour and a half meeting.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll be 30 minutes in and out. I got to ask him a couple questions, learn a couple things, come back home. All of a sudden, it's like, it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
My bad.
Dude.
Days go by fast.
Yeah.
And when you're busy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yes, Sean now switched to just the power list.
Yeah, you guys familiar with Andy Frisella?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I listen to him. You know how Spotify does your little thing? I'm not in the top 1%. I'm in the top 0.1%. And so I might have an addiction to listening to that. But it was I would say about a year and a half, 2.5 years ago now.
Yeah.
2.5 years ago, I started his power list, which is like 5 daily tasks you have to get to. And that I've noticed over the last 2.5 years has helped me so much because essentially I write my things down and I've got to get those 5 things done to win the day. And I'm a like a streak guy, so I gotta like keep up my streaks and and stuff like that. And so I have that every day that I got to get those done. And if I fail the day, I'm mad at myself. And I still fail days. It is what it is, but I win way more than I fail. And that helps me if I'm getting too chatty, hanging out for too long, and I know I still have 4 things left on my list to do. I will boogie quick because I'm like, dude, that's been the biggest help. So that'll keep my 10-minute conversations to only go an hour instead of 2 or 3,
Mhm.
Yeah. Progress.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Let's talk a little bit more about mentorship. I know.
Sure.
Just tell us more about if there's a mentor that's inspired you guys or kind of worked alongside the businesses and what you've been doing and inspiring you guys to be better.
Yeah. So I've had a number of mentors over the years. Starting out, my dad early on taught me to like work hard. Right. My dad was always a hard worker. And so he taught us that, my brother and I, and so we're hard workers. And then when I was 14, my cousin PJ got me into the gym to start powerlifting, and our Uncle Craig was the coach. And Craig very quickly became a mentor of mine. One of the like earliest things was we had our first meet coming up, and he's like, Sean, are you gonna deadlift 315 at the meet? And I was like, I can't do that. And he's like, get the F out of the gym. Don't ever talk like that. And I'm like, whoa, dude, chill. He's like, no. He's like, if you go through life saying you can't, you're not going to amount to anything. He's like, if you use that word ever in here again, you're gone.
Mm.
And I was like, dang, dude. And so from that point on, he became a big figure for me about just like reframing my mindset to not be negative. Because up until that point, I was a little more negative and a little more shy, maybe, or whatever. But so that early on helped me a lot, and to this day, I don't use that word in my vocabulary.
You can't use it.
You can't use it. Thanks, Chief. Thank you. Yeah, dude. So it's, I love it. I love it.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good, dude. That was good. So yeah, early on that was Craig, and still this day I look up to him for things like that. And then obviously work ethic and trying hard and stuff was huge. But then moving forward, we ended up getting some business coaches through Wisco-RIA, Josh and Audrey Borcherding, and they were mentors and coaches of ours for a while. And that they really taught us key things for flipping, like how to separate yourself from others in the flipping world. And dude, it's been a testament. You know, the average time one of our properties sits on the market's 5 days. We've never had anything sit on the market longer than 2 weeks. And we get good review, you know, like having them to learn from because they did it was so huge. And that's, I can't stress to people enough, dude. I'll have people come to me still like, hey, Sean, can you give me all this? And, you know, one of my things I've learned is like to be a lighthouse. I saw Sean Whalen talk about that years ago about be a lighthouse. So like, instead of being a rescue boat and going out and trying to help everyone, be a lighthouse, shine the light. And that's part of the reason we have the podcast and do Wisco-RIA is like shine the light so people know, right? But don't go out and try to rescue people. And so,
I like that.
Yeah, it's just I learned that like being a part of these groups and stuff, and like through Josh and Audrey and stuff, I need to make sure my stuff is on point, and then it's like leading by example, then others will follow in suit, you know. And so it's a testament to what they taught me in flipping that we're separated. We're known for our quality, we're known for our good work. We work with a bunch of realtors who like, you know, one in particular, we worked with a guy down in Black River Falls, and we brought him in and we're like, hey, what do you think we can sell this place for, you know? And it wasn't looking good. And I was like, we're going to fix it up. We're going to put it on the market. And he's like, I'm thinking like 170, 180. And I'm like, dude, I think you're high. I'm thinking 240. And he's just like, this place is worth like $100,000, dude. And I'm like, no. I'm thinking 240, whatever. And he's like, we'll see. And so we did the work, we got it done, we brought him back, and we're like, what are we listing it for? And he's like, holy shit, 240. And I was like, there we go. And he's like, I didn't think flippers did this. And I was like, we're a little different, you know. And it goes to show, Sam, my brother, and I, we talk about it, dude. We could be way more profitable. You know, if we just did the lipstick flips, we'd be way more profitable. But we like to give a good quality product. We like it to go on to someone who's not going to be like running into the typical things that we've all ran into, right? You know, the stigma behind like flipping and whatever. You get into the house and you're like, oh, this is done wrong. Look at this. This is shoddy and stuff. We try not to do that. Every now and again we'll have to, because numbers will require it, and you can only go so far into something, right?
Doesn't mean you do bad quality work. You just might not be able to do the level of finishes,
exactly,
scope of work that.
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, I mean, when we do the work, our work is always like quality. Our work is that, but yeah, like you said, sometimes the scope doesn't allow it. But so Josh and Audrey were huge mentors for us, and they helped us so much with our business. And then more recently, you met Greg at Recon. He was the first speaker. I've known Greg and his family for 10, 11 years now. And he's like my number one mentor now. I just see, over the years, I've seen how he's raised his family and how he's grown his businesses. And he's a customer service, like customer first experience. Everything's about quality, metrics, running a high standard, high value company. And I learned that from Josh and Audrey too, doing our visions and stuff years ago, doing our visions. And I just look up to him in that realm of like, I introduced him, dude. A lot of the times when I'm thinking of something, I ask myself, like, what would Greg do? Because I think yeah, dude, it's just it's a good family man, businessman, man of faith. And so I follow him and stuff. And I'm really grateful to have someone like that in my life. I think mentorship, looking up to people is as crucial as it gets. And then at a high level, I watch way too much Andy Frisella on Real AF and Rob Bailey and Ed Milet. I just watch it too much. But that, and I just, like, I keep that stuff up in my mind all the time. So I'm always like, the whole like motivation thing, like how do you stay motivated and you don't? It's like discipline. But if you keep that stuff flowing through your brain, it's a lot easier to keep moving forward when you got people telling you you're a bitch. It helps, like, just keep going, I think. Sam, what do you got, Sam?
I just listen to Sean, basically. I don't know. Sean likes talking to people, so I let him meet with the people, and then he'll come home and he'll be like, this is what I got. And I'm like, cool.
That's the most efficient way.
Yep.
It works.
That's
And,
great.
Yeah, usually we podcast about whatever Sean gets mentored onto, so that helps.
Yeah, that's all good stuff, man. I think too many people maybe rely on getting a mentor to tell them to do everything versus like what you're sharing is you're already doing it. Somebody's just helping you kind of, hey, go this direction instead of that direction versus tell me what to do. I think you have to have the right mentality, and I've never really sought out a mentor per se. There's people that I look up to that I've went and had conversations with and got their opinion on things, and those have been super valuable conversations. But I've never like said, I want you to be my mentor. You know what I mean?
Same.
I think so many,
Yep.
there's people, especially younger entrepreneurs or younger people in real estate. I've had people reach out to me in real estate and can you mentor me on a deal, or can you be my mentor for this? Like, no, like that's not, you're looking for me to tell you how to do something, and I'll help you along the way, and I'll help any way I can. But I think you have to have the right mindset around mentorship too.
I think so. And I think that leads into like employees too, a lot in the realm of like, I really don't like the idea of someone needing to tell you what to do, especially with mentorship or coaching. Like, their job should be to get you to figure it out.
Yes.
And then the same thing with employees. And I like, if you're coming to me with something and you don't already have an idea of a solution, I'm right off the bat going to be a little pissed off.
Yeah.
Cause I'm just like to give me you can give me the worst solution and I'll say no.
Yeah.
But like, give me a little something.
Yep.
Give me a sliver of a solution that shows that you got something in your brain.
Yep.
Or
not have anything in your brain and type it into ChatGPT.
Yeah. So
Honestly.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, that will tell it to give you 3 potential solutions for your situation, and one of them is going to be all right.
I love it, dude. Yeah.
That's what's his name talked about at the conference. Can't forget his name. JT.
Yeah.
Yep. Said if I got somebody that comes to me and they did not use ChatGPT to figure it out before they came to me, I'm not even having a conversation with them.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I remember he said like they stalemated a meeting because someone brought something up and he's just like, they didn't have the answer. And so they sat there for like an hour waiting for him to come up with an answer.
Yep.
Which I love that. And
yeah.
I think mentorships, employees, being an employee yourself, whatever it is, I think you need to be able to really have an idea on how to take action and come with like solution mentality instead of problem mentality.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Well, maybe let's end on this.
All right.
Some words of wisdom for couples that are in business together.
Communication, 100%.
100%.
Yeah. We talk about it in our podcast actually a lot about communication. If you're not talking about everything and anything, it's just never going to work, honestly. We struggled for our first 2.5 years, 2 years of our relationship because we weren't talking at all.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what changed.
I don't know.
I think we started listening to Ed Milet then and heard about like the 5 love languages.
Yeah, stuff like
That's
that.
good.
Yeah. So yeah, we figured out what our love languages were, and just I really had to grind on Sean to tell me how he was feeling, because he'd be all angry and he'd just be like, nothing's wrong, and I'm like, obviously something's
like a
wrong.
physical touch kind of guy.
Yeah, number one. That's what it is. Yeah.
If you couldn't guess it, it's words of affirmation for Sean.
Yo.
Yep. So yeah,
Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we figured out really early on in our relationship that we just need to communicate everything, and that's helped us in business, in life, with everything. And I mean, even with our like employees, we've really kind of figured out what their love languages are, just because that really gives you the best way of how to communicate with them.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, you can beat your head against the wall. You know, someone's in a funk or someone's in a mood, and all you have to do is say, good job. You know, it's like, and then it's like, boom, it's fixed, and they're like loving life or whatever, right? Or like someone's not liking something and you give them a gift, and it's just like right there, they change, you know? So the love language thing was pretty big. My biggest thing is like, you should like your spouse.
Yeah.
And I think so many people don't like their spouse, like enough to want to spend a lot of time with them. And I know everyone's got different, like, you know, everyone's got their own different way of doing things. But at least for me, I wanted to be with someone who I want to be with a lot. You know, someone I could work with, hang out with all the time and be happy. And I mean, to this day, we're only separated a couple days out of the year. And even those couple days, it's like, it's great when you come home because you're like, oh, it's so great to see you again, you know? And I know everyone's got their own different things, but I just picked a partner and essentially built each other into someone we want to spend a lot of our time with. So the big thing I would say is like, if you and your partner both aren't on the same mindset of like growing together and molding together, you're going to be in quicksand, because you need to continue. Like, everyone's going to change. And like, now that we have a kid, things are changing. You're always changing. So you have to be willing to like change and communicate and grow together. Otherwise you're going to just grow apart, because one person wants to stay in one spot and the other wants to go somewhere. So just like always growing together and making sure each other's aware of what everyone needs in the relationship.
And I think like you said, communicating to your spouse or to employees or whoever, and how they want to be communicated to.
Oh, huge.
So your love languages. Have you guys heard of Love and Respect, the series, you Keegan? They had that first free. It's like a marriage class. Becca and I did it. It was really, really good. But like, the basis of men want to be respected and want to feel respected, and women want to feel loved.
That makes sense.
It makes a ton of sense. But it's usually vice versa, of like, men want to feel respected, so they try to show respect, but the spouse doesn't care about respect. They want to feel, you know what I mean? So it's very similar to the love languages.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. So.
It makes a ton of sense. And you know, something people can do is like asking what your spouse needs from you. So like, sometimes Sam wants to vent.
Yep.
And sometimes Sam wants solutions. And I am solution first.
100%.
And so for years, she'd come to me with stuff and I'd just bang out solutions, and she would get more angry.
Yep.
And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like, I'm solving your problem. And so now it's like, hey, you looking to vent, or are you looking for a solution? And it's usually vent, then solution. But yeah.
That's awesome. Keegan, anything else?
swing that bad boy over here. I was just gonna say, yeah, marriage is cool. Marriage is fun, right?
Yeah, I think so.
What are did you say your love language? Because we know his words of affirmation,
Yeah.
but you never mentioned yours.
Mine is quality time.
There
Mhm.
you go. I think that might be the top for me and my wife.
Really?
I think so.
Yours is quality time.
It might be words of affirmation too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
yeah, that would make sense.
Nobody would hear that and go,
Yeah.
it's like, just tell Keegan, like, you're cool.
Yes.
Like, it's like a dog, right? Rub his belly and he's good for like a month.
That's it, dude.
Mm.
So,
That's it.
no, I think that's really good. I really don't have much more to add besides I love what you said about like liking your spouse. Like, marry your best friend, date your best friend. It's be friends with your wife and enjoy stuff together.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then I just think we overcomplicate things. You need something, tell them.
Mhm.
Don't fight about it. Don't harbor stuff. Nip it in the bud. Communicate, and then like listening too. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? So I think sometimes it's just our own brokenness banging into each other, and it causes explosions.
Yeah.
But it's really like we both had different expectations set up of even like a date night, right? I put all this thought into it, but you were stressed with the kids or something. So then all of a sudden she reacts a certain way, but then I'm like, well, you don't understand how much work. And it's like, we're just not seeing it. If we were just take a deep breath, which is what I have to tell my oldest son all the time. Take a deep breath. It's not that big of a deal. And we just communicate and talk about it. We'd fix it and don't go to bed angry.
That's it.
Do all
I love
stuff.
that.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, every night before we go to bed, we always tell each other our 5 gratefuls for the day.
Yep.
So it really helps put you into like a positive mind, ending the day and starting the day.
Yep. We've been doing that for years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's great.
Cool.
Well, thank you guys for the example that you set for others. It was awesome having you on here and hearing your story, and it should be motivating others to hear that life's a journey. It's fun. You guys don't have it all figured out, nor do we. But you are wanting to learn and grow and be better people, be better business people and leaders and spouses and moms and dads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are committed to doing that, and you show that through your involvement with everything you do with Wisco RIA and your podcast and all that. So thank you guys for giving back to the community and to others by being here today.
Absolutely.
Paying it forward.
Oh, thanks for having us, guys. This is really cool. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome.